Hi, in this video I'm going to cover something called as defineEmits macro. The defineEmits macro is used when you want to create your own custom event and event handlers, that too when there's a child component and a parent component. And from the child element, you want to emit an event and that event must be handled in the parent component. So without much ado, let me get into action. So I'm choosing the icon components as a good example. They are the child components and they have a first level child element, which is the image. So on click of the image, on click of these images, I want to launch these specific URLs. So let me do it for one, which is the about me, and then we can do the same thing for the others. So in the child component, I am supposed to actually define some script wherein I define my emit. But before that, let me say this is the click event must fire this event emit. So in the click event, let me first write a handle image click handler. Now this is a function that I have to write within the script tag of the child component. So I say function image click handler, simple brackets open and close, then flower brackets, write the body, and you have to you have to define a constant which will be used to emit your events. So I will say this as URL emit equal to, now I use a keyword define emits, and it's a plural. Define emits, you can specify an array of events that you can emit, you want to emit. In this case, I'm going to do only one. I'll call this as href handler. Okay, so now I can say, now this is the line that will expose or emit my event. So URL emit of, give a name. I'll keep the same name, href handler. So this will be the event name in the parent, comma, if you have any parameters that you want to pass, specify that. I'm going to say my blog address here, one site core notes dot blogspot.com. So that's it. My work here is done. So what I have done here is, I have, on the click of my image, I am invoking a local function, and that local function is actually defining an emit, or in other words, it's using that variable to emit the actual handler. So now I have to write this as a event. So this is my event which is emitted. Now I have to say, maybe you can say this as href click instead of handler, because that's a bit confusing. I'll say href click, and you can either change this or you can keep it like this, because this is, you can even totally remove this in this case and it will still work. This is the name that I have to specify in my parent. So my parent is profile details. I go here, and in about me icon, I can say at, I have to use the same name, href handler equal to, now I am going to write a function here, function handle URL, and I'm going to say, because I have already passed a href URL, I'll pass that URL here. Now I say window plain JavaScript function location dot href equal to URL. That's it. Now I don't need to do anything but invoke this function in my parents event, which is nothing but href handler or let me cross check that one more time. I think it's href click. It's href click. Yeah, that's href click because that is the name I'm emitting as an event. So that name I have to use it here, href click. So let me see if this is working. Go to the browser, refresh, try to click this. Yes, so that launches this external URL, but let me also add the mouse pointer here while I'm there. So about me, I go to the scope style there and I say cursor colon pointer semicolon. That's it. So that should work for me. I will go back again. I move my mouse and before that I refresh my page. Yes, and that launches my external URL. So the advantage of this approach is now what I can do is I can go to my code and then for each of these icons I can just add my own handlers, which is the function here. I can add that function, and that function name I can give it as href click for each of the parents. So if I go here, I can specify, I already specified href click for this one. I can go and specify the same thing for others, but ensure my child is able to understand this. So I will have for each of the childs, I'll have the same thing wherein I can pass their own specific URLs in the function, but then the other parts remain the same. So that's the advantage. You specify if there is an event, you don't handle it within the child, but then emit that event so that the parent can handle it. That's the whole idea of defineEmits. It's useful to write custom event or event handlers in your parent for your child events. Hope this was useful. Thank you.